Good day, everybody. This is Lone Eagle 112358. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it so very much. I really do. Thank you so very much. Today we're going to take a look at Sicily, Australia, and America. Caught America moving. So let's get right into this. I talked about this on my live streams, and I think I spoke about this today. It was yesterday or today. I don't know, it's a long week. Either way, I'd recorded, when I first put on my channel, I was chasing the land. I was doing this exactly, like here, I'll show you. And I would zoom right in and I would just be like, pop, pop. I would get as close as I could, be as accurate as I could. But because there was so much land and there was just too much to cover, you couldn't be like, you couldn't hug it exactly, but you would get to a certain height and or altitude and just start tracing it. I figured after a while I'd catch the land moving. It never happened. I caught Cuba moving. If you come here, you see this foot part that's happening? Right here on Cuba. That's brand new. Okay? We all documented this together. So, but when I caught this moving, my tracing had moved with it. And I'm like, I did not trace it like that. I didn't trace it like that. I traced it differently, but my tracing had changed with the land because I was connected to this earth. I was like, well, how am I going to trace this land then? This is impossible. This is impossible. Then one day I was looking at this and I had my grid on. This is totally by accident. And I was looking at it and I'm like, oh, maybe I should trace the grid around the land because the grid cannot change. The land can move all at once, but the grid has to stay the same. I'm like, I'll just trace the grid. I'll trace the grid. I'll follow the line. You can see that the red line follows the white line predominantly. You can see that I'm off a bit, just a tad here. That doesn't matter in the long run. You'll see why. But I'm following the line around the land, but I'm not following the land. The moment you start tracing the land, your tracings will change. And I've noticed this, okay? So I started tracing the land with around on the grid. Sorry, I lose my English there. As close as I can to the land without touching it, but staying on the grid. And you can see when I had to go over the grid, I just went across it. I cut across right here evenly from corner to corner. Okay? I tried to stay as close as I could without touching the land. And without thinking about I was tracing the land either. And I did this with 3 areas. I did this with Sicily. I did this with Australia, which took forever. As you can see right here. Boom. And I started doing this with America. Now, America was the last place I did it with. I started in LA, right there in the border, Mexico and the US. I was going around, and then at one point I was like, man, I don't know if this is going to work. And this is before I found out that it actually did work. So I stopped here. Right? Stopped here a while ago. I let it be. You know, I let a couple months go by. Right? Turn off the grid, blah, blah, blah. Look around. I come back to Sicily, and I did this on the live stream this week. So I'll go over this quickly. A lot of us can agree that Italy here, right, was about to kick Sicily. Okay, Sicily was right here. There was a space between Sicily and Italy. The boot was about to kick Sicily. But now, since we've shifted, we can see that Sicily is A, either passing the foot, or B, has been kicked. Sicily has also changed shape. It's now in a weird, like this. You see that? It used to be rounder, you know? Either way, you can see here now that Sicily has passed the boot. Okay? You look here. Look at that. That was never like that before. So what are we seeing here? Well, one of two things. Either all of Italy and Africa and everything is moving that way, right? Passing the boot. Or Sicily is moving that way, passing the boot. Either or, it doesn't matter. Well, it does, but not for this video. So, let's pretend, because everything else looks like it's stationary, let's pretend that Sicily, it should be stationary, it's a piece of land on a continent, but whatever, is moving that way. Let's pretend Sicily is moving that way, alright? So what does that mean? So when I draw the red line around it, well, what should we see? Well, if Sicily is moving this way, then we should see the land hugging tight against this side, against that red line, and then gaps on this side of the red line, or between the land and the red line, because the land is moving. So once I draw as tight as I can to the land, then I back off for a while, we should see the land moving. And it's exactly what you're going to see. Here, watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Let's start over here. Now, if you notice in this picture here, let me move this. Look at the northern part here of Sicily. All right? And I should have dated this when I drew this. I didn't, but it was like more than 2 months ago. It's when I started my live streams, when I first attempted. So it was a while ago. Right there. See that? See that gap between the land and the red line? I could color it in almost. You notice that? Now take heat on the other side. You can see a little gap. It's not as predominant anymore, just in some spots. But majority of the line is close and tight. Alright? To the land on this side. So let's split this in half, right? You got this in half. On this side, you've got... Here, I'll get rid of this. So just notice where this half is, right? Look, on this half, look along the lines. Giant gaps between the land and the red line. I would have gotten closer. Okay, I would have gotten closer to this. But on this side of the line, remember where the line was? The line is tight with the land. Now in some spots it isn't, because the land is moving and transforming in every spot. Okay, but predominantly, right? If you draw a line, right? Well, whatever. You know what I mean? On this side, predominantly, it's tight. On this side, predominantly, there's a big gap. That's consistency for land moving, okay? In this direction, okay? Now, let's zoom in a bit. The land is... look at this. I would not do that. We're going to pin these together because I wanted to do this anyway. I was doing this already on America. Let's do that. Give it green. Okay. But I wouldn't trace like that. That's not how I trace. Okay? That's not how I do it. And look at this. Why would I leave such a bit? I would get as close as I can to that. You know? This harbor. I wouldn't draw the line through that harbor like that. But already, I already caught, like, look at this. I wouldn't do that. This right here, I would not do that. Now, I know this is just hearsay. I just know how I operate. I know what I would and wouldn't do. I would not do that. I wouldn't leave a giant gap like this. I would get as close as I could to the land. Look at the farming on this land. Looks like a computer board. Pretty cool. Looks like train tracks. Actually, these are buildings. Wow. I thought this was farmland. Sorry. There's really a lot of thin... narrow buildings. Regardless, you'll see this, and then look how tight it gets in some areas. Alright? Like, why would I get that close to there and then leave these giant gaps in other places, like right here? That makes no sense. The only way it makes sense is that this is moving. Okay? Now, I plan on continuing to do this all across the globe now that I can see that this is working. Look how close we're getting here. This is the northern side. Okay, this is the northern side. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, look at that rock. Cool. Oh. Man, Google Earth is so cool. Now, let's go to Australia. So you can see look. And notice the two places that we documented just now where the land is crossing is on the side where I said it's close. There's nothing there touching on the other side, and I don't expect that to happen. Now, when we go to America, let me make sure this program's still running. Okay, it is. I started here, which I do plan on continuing on the live streams. Haven't had time to really analyze this the way I did with Sicily, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to see the same thing, but look at this, almost. Look at that. Just about. Now I've already went and marked a couple spots on this place, but I'm definitely catching this. On my live streams, I've talked about California changing numerous times. Okay, look at this. Caught it moving. Look at that. I would not do that. That's not how I trace. I wouldn't cross it like that. And then right here, 4 more places. Bing. Look at this. Ting. Ting. Oh, look right here. I could put another one right there. I mean, this is on you guys. This is hearsay, right? This is me doing this on my own. I did not record this, but I'm going to be recording this because this is easy. This is easy. This could be done by anybody. You know, Moneybags just did a video, and I'm glad other people are seeing this. He's calling them horns. Go figure. Look at this. We talked about this on my live stream. I showed you guys how these triangle things are growing out. Okay? Look how wavy. I was talking about Monterey Bay. Okay? Had Life Matrix tell me he's been there. He surfed there. It did not look like that. But look at me documenting it. See, look at this. See, when I get in the bay, I try and get as close as I can. You see, I even will do a pattern like that. I'm not trying to cut corners here, but a lot of the tracings I've done don't make sense. So I've went around already. There wasn't any other places that were touching the line. Okay, and I got as far. So I've done up there. The only place where it does touch, where I run right through, is here. Because it was just total chaos with the lines. I couldn't get the proper lines to match up because the amount of islands that are appearing here. I just ran right through it. So I don't even count this area. There's too much to work with. So I exclude this area totally. I got to figure out a better system for that part. Excuse me. And as we cross the Great Canadian and American Plains, you'll see we get up to here in Minnesota. There is a place or two where it is touching. But you can see it's getting very close in some places, like eerily close. So I expect a lot of action happening here. Nothing yet, but it's getting close. See, look how close I get. You know, look at the pattern I got. I got up, down, because I'm working with the grid. Here, let me turn the grid on again. Okay. So you can see I cut right over as even as I can on a lot of these. You see I'm following the lines. Trying to keep just trying to stay with that yellow line, man. Trying to stay with the yellow line and trying to stay with the border. And look how close that is. Yes. Look how close that is. See, I'm going right through the grid evenly. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, right here. See, I want to change this to an arrow, a green arrow, and I'll put it right there. Beautiful. Look at that. I wouldn't do it like that. I'm telling you, I'm treating that yellow line like it's land. Alright. Now I haven't done any of this. Oh, is that touching? Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. Each and every single one counts, I'm telling you. Then look at this gap right in the middle. I wouldn't have done it like that. There's a lot happening on the eastern part of America, Canada and America. We could all vouch for this. We've all seen it happen. Ooh, look how close that was. Oh. A lot of people on the live stream could vouch that I do this live, man. I'm pinning islands in Greece. Oh, look, more crossover. Look at that. That's America moving into Canada. I've been documenting this, guys. It's crazy. On the live stream, man. We do this on the daily on the live stream. Did it cross over again? Almost, almost. This is working. Did it cross over again? Yes, right here. Look at that. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. This stuff gets me excited. I must contain myself. I'm doing this live with you guys. I haven't gone this far to check if it's been... See, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that right there. You see that? I wouldn't do that. Like I said in a live stream when I call this, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I wouldn't do that series. There's just a lot of things here I wouldn't do like that. This is very interesting. Oh, that was close. That was close. I wouldn't do that. Not through land. I would easily go around this. This isn't like the Oregon or Seattle area. It's easy to go around those islands. Oh, look at that. Telling you guys, this is amazing. Anyway, that's pretty much the end of the video. I'm pretty much at the end of the line. Thank you very much for taking up your time. Like, comment, subscribe. Look at this. I would not do that, guys. You've seen enough of my tracings to know that I do stay away from the land. Oh, look at it again. Oh my lord, this is too much. This is too much. Now, I will say this. I am human. I can make an error. I can once in a while just fucking, be like, fuck it. And just run right through it. I'm too lazy. Not over and over and over like this, though, okay? Or I could have just simply have missed it. Missed an island. Went through it by accident. I could have missed a curb. I could have... Curve. I said curb. Whoa, what's this square shit underneath the water here? What is that? Looks like... You guys see that? It's a square, you see that? Very interesting. Let's sally forth. See, I wouldn't do that right here. I wouldn't do that. You guys are seeing this, documenting this right now, live. I wouldn't do that. And I'm going to be doing this anyways, online. You're going to see how I trace, and you're like, damn, this guy really was tracing it for real. Like, this is how he actually traced it, and those things did move. Look at this. Wouldn't do this. Let me turn the grid off. That's getting really annoying. I wouldn't do that, that's for sure. Man, thank you very much for joining, everybody. That's probably the end of the show. I'm at the end of the line here. Oh, wait, I wrote island. I thought I was doing stuff in Greece. Thought I was pinning islands here. It's just by habit. But look at this, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Your homeboy Lone Eagle caught America moving. I'm telling you. And you can do it too, and you can do it with me on live stream. We're gonna do it together. Giggity. And look at this. Is that touching? Is that touching? Come on. Oh, you just missed. Good on you. Alright, that's the end of the line. I wish I had continued, but now I know it works. It's been about 2 months since I last did this, but we're gonna continue. I'm gonna sally forth now with this project, and I'm gonna do this on live streams. I might create another live stream just to trace. I noticed that people love talking on chat, and I could just sit there and trace, and I'll let you guys chat away while I sit there and zone out. Alright, guys, so choose with love. Alright, you are not alone. Yes, we are in some scary times, but keep your head up, stay strong, Be strong. Continue being a good person, because everything else in this world doesn't mean anything. Okay, you have to be a good person. Just be a good person. Help your neighbor. Love your neighbor. Choose with love. All right. I'll catch you guys on the next shift. Oh, we didn't even look at Australia. Let's take a quick look at Australia. Listen, you're gonna see the same thing. Australia is really gigantic. Here, let's go through it quick, just so I could show you guys some places. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I just had to fast forward through that part because it was, that's what I have to go through. It was just too much. I had to like focus and just like think of things, of life. But I went around Australia just now. You just saw me do it, and do you see a pattern? All on this side is where I'm catching the land cross. Just right here only. Everywhere else seems nothing. What? It's not like there's nothing. Here's what's happening. Oh, wait, hold on. I just lost the tab. Hold on. What you're seeing is that it's getting tight on this side. Right? The red line. But on this side, you're seeing that gap. Just like I was talking about in Sicily. So what I have a feeling is happening here. So look. All on this side, there's gaps happening between the red line and the land. While on this side, you see where those green arrows are? The land is crossing the red line. So what does that say? That tells me that the land is moving this way, up this way and that way. Okay, that's what that's telling me. I wanted to share that with you guys. You could do this on your own, but I will be going over these lines a little bit more. They do need a little bit touching up, and that's what I do with America. You look at America, look, boom. So I'm gonna finish tracing these, and we'll get back and we'll start watching these on a regular. But thank you very much, everybody, for your time. I did catch these places moving. You could do it yourself. Look, consistency. You see the two arrows where the land is crossing the red line? Well, it should happen that way because we all are predicting things just through observation. What we just saw right now, that the land is moving that way, and these two arrows prove it. Will help prove it, and the gaps on this side help prove that. Anyway, had a lot of fun, everybody. Lots to cover. Everything's moving. Everything's moving. You are not alone. Choose with love, and I'll catch you on the next shift. Lone Eagle 112358. Hey, love yourself, love your neighbor, and I love you. Peace.